season of smiles and success for Jess Merzick and the Nittany Lions. 20 wins, only 1 loss, a share of first in the Big Ten. And big improvement for Michigan. Now Valentina Vallette and the Wolverines hope to howl at Penn State's expense. Volleyball on the Big Ten Network, powered by Unleaded 88, Engine Smart, Earth Time. The night before Halloween, and the Rec Hall faithful already in costume. Michigan and Penn State about to collide here at Rec Hall tonight from University Park. Starting lineups powered by Unleaded 88, Engine Smart, Earth Kind. Morgan Burke starting to emerge as a reliable performer now at her sophomore season. Jackie Boney so potent on the slide. Allison Jacobs leads the way. Third in the Big Ten in kills overall. And for Penn State, Jess Merzick, the former Wolverine, second season now at Penn State, second in the Big Ten in kills. Cameron Hanna not far behind in putting away points. And Caroline Juravicius been battling an injury, been in and out of the starting lineup, but 8 kills, career high, 7 blocks against USC, and another point getter for this Penn State offense that's been among the elite in the country this year. We'll see if that continues for the Nittany Lions. Again, 10-0, perfect in Big Ten play so far. They've won 12 straight overall. But this Michigan team, Kristen, kind of been there. They've won some good matches this year, and they took a set off Wisconsin and Nebraska, including winning the first set in Lincoln the last time out over the weekend. We'll see what they have in store here at another tough road environment at Penn State. Nittany Lions in the pink uniforms here at home and getting the first point.
I think that's what we just saw is what makes Penn State so good. You have an out-of-system ball, a non-setter, now it's still a Stark, but a non-setter setting the ball, and Penn State still puts the kill away.
Merzick getting that first point of the match. Jacobs stumping it down. Angelina Stark, older sister of Izzy, the freshman setter for Penn State, working in the back row and off the block and down. There's Vallette, the sophomore from Cordoba, Argentina, efficiently putting it away.
Now, 2 keys for Penn State this game is to control number 13 from Michigan, Vallette, and Allison Jacobs, who's about to serve right now.
We'll see if the Wolverines can do it. 6-4 in Big Ten play. And again, 15 wins overall after having just 7 the entirety of last season. And there's the thumping there from Juravicius, redshirt freshman from Cleveland, one of the transfers in this year.
Now, not a lot of people hit a ball as hard as Caroline Juravicius. She has a hammer for an arm.
Burke running the middle. And beautifully put away. Serena Nyambio, junior out of Detroit Country Day School in Michigan, able to knot us up at 2 apiece.
Number 6,
We'll see if the Wolverines can jump on Penn State. One of the issues for the Nittany Lions at times this year have been starting quickly in matches. It's something Katie Schumacher called me, continuing to stress with her squad. And at a place where Penn State all-time has won 93% of its matches, fast starts would certainly be beneficial for opponents. There's Merzick. What recognition to go off speed.
So smart. It was a strong approach, so he really masked it well. It was right over the block.
Well, that's the player you got to stop if you're Erin Virtue, now in her 2nd season as head coach of the Wolverines, former assistant at Michigan and Northwestern, played at Illinois. So familiar with the Big Ten, and of course her ties to USA Volleyball on staff. Last couple of Olympics, the gold medal team in Tokyo, the silver medal winning squad in Paris. 3-2 here for the Nittany Lions. Vallette trying to go cross court and way long.
That is her natural arm swing. She loves that cross court ball, and we're gonna see. I'm gonna say we're gonna see a few hit the ground for sure. Just miss long on that one.
Merzick on the serve, back row attack, and an opportunity there. Thump long, trying to find Allison Jacobs, looking for a touch. We'll see if Erin Virtue goes to a challenge, and we will have our first video review here. Just 7 points into this opening set.
The original decision is ball out, point Penn State. Michigan is challenging a touch on the block.
So Carla Brunner, our down official, giving us the explanation. Brian Hemmelgarn, our up official. Here's a peek.
Now, normally you can tell by the player's reaction right afterwards.
After review,
and
the
Maggie
call is
Mendelson.
overturned. There was a touch on Penn State. The point will go to Michigan. Michigan retains their challenge.
Maggie Mendelson looks around and kind of like, oh, don't look at me, don't look at me. And that's kind of a nice tell. Volleyball players don't hide it that well. So, point overturned. And point to Michigan. Definitely a touch.
Clear replay and a quick, efficient overturn there in the review process by the officials. So the one of two challenges that Michigan starts the match with retain, which team still with its 2. And the reversal on the scoreboard. 4-3 Penn State. And there's the serve of Valette. And that one a touch long. We talked with Erin Virtue about it. She's got a green light to kind of go after it whenever she needs to.
Looks like the Michigan bench is having fun. Now, she looked like she took a little bit off, but maybe got a little under it on her toss. It's a big high toss, but it's a high risk, high reward serve, so it's going to happen.
The error rate has been a little elevated last handful of matches, certainly something to track. And Michigan handling that serve from Quinn Menger, serving specialist for Penn State, and it leads to Jackie Boney doing what she does, punishing folks on the slide.
She is one of my favorite players to watch on the slide. Now, honestly, that ball went over top of Cameron Hanna's hands. Normally she's a nice cutback hitter, but she decided to go a little bit towards the line on that last slide.
So back-to-back serve errors here for Michigan. Penn State by 2. Izzy Stark will stride back. Doesn't seem like your typical 18-year-old coming in here. Again, she and fellow freshman Ava Faldudo and the 2 transfers, Juravicius and Maggie Mendelson from Nebraska, all came in January. Were with the group in the spring, part of their European trip, so a lot of practice time, got to know each other. Why this team hit the ground running at the start and have had such great success right from the jump.
I couldn't agree more. Playing together is what makes you better. And honestly, like with a setter, even a young setter coming in so early, like in January, and having 8 months with a squad before they play their first official match, it's unbelievable. It's really all that you could ask for a young player.
And that's why they ran through non-conference schedule with ranked wins at Tennessee, here against Louisville from 2 sets down to win at top 10 Kentucky. That's got to thrill Katie Schumacher-Cawley now in season 3 at her alma mater. 2-time All-American player at Penn State, part of the '99 national title team. And then replaced her former head coach Russ Rose after his 43-year legendary run here with this program. There's a high-quality serve from Penn State. And the ace there, or at least the unreturnable for Cameron Hanna.
I think this will haunt USC's dreams from last weekend with that ace on that last game point. Cameron Hanna doing Cameron Hanna things.
Yeah, she was huge in that match, as you mentioned. 14 kills and ended the match with an ace off the back line into the net that time. Penn State, again, made that first ever West Coast trip. Both of these teams have done it, gone out to play. UCLA, USC, Michigan split. Penn State was able to sweep. And coming back from 23-18 in the 4th and final set for Coach Schumacher-Cawley's crew to do it. Then you look at what they were able to do and the other teams that have made that LA back-to-back trip. It's interesting talking to the coaches about how they went about trying to manage things. Jillian Grimes-Lapero for Penn State going to the outside to Juravicius. Now running the middle, and Nyambio able to put it down. And again, it's interesting. Both teams, as opposed to going the night before a road trip, decided to go 2 days early, get used to things, get used to the time change. Just part of the rhythm you've got to do now in conference.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State had a 10 o'clock, or no, it was 11 o'clock Eastern time matchup. And, I mean, that's got to be hard for a body. And then coming all the way back to the East Coast, Doesn't look like it right now, but it maybe put a toll a little bit.
Well, it's reality now for all
Right.
these teams trying to figure out their travel in this new look Big Ten, and part of what you've got to come up with. And again, Penn State able to handle its business. Michigan getting a win out there, losing in 5 at USC, beating UCLA in 5. Now the Wolverines able to get a point, try to get some traction here, and hold this Penn State lead to a margin right now.
Now, that's a tough ball to swing hard at. So that was just a managed ball, high hands, off the block. That was a great set by Michigan's libero there.
And the freshman, Ella Demetrician, able to put that down. Penn State able to get the immediate side out after the serve from Ellie White, freshman from Orland Park, Illinois. She'll check out. Diane Bio checks right back in. And there's Merzick. In first 3 years of her career, wearing maize and blue. Then after the coaching change, opting to go into the transfer portal. Quickly joining up with Penn State. Been a key piece for the Nittany Lions and a reliable force. Then got to face her old teammates twice last year and doing it now for the 3rd time tonight and doing what she does. Taking a lot of swings, having a lot of success.
She's an unbelievable outside. Her numbers don't lie.
And another service error. That's 5 already here for Michigan.
This is a tough gym to serve in. I mean, it's big, but not too big. It's got a lot of air, and you got, half the people wearing costumes.
And again, remember this Michigan team went to Nebraska, won the first set in Lincoln, but then had issues serving and gave up some free points. And now the Penn State block getting invested. Taylor Trammell there in shutdown mode. At Nebraska, 0 aces, 14 service errors, so we'll track that.
Look at how solid all 4 hands over the net, nice and high. Demetrician really didn't have many choices if she wanted to swing hard.
Burke on the back set. Boney. Hannah joust at the net. And the put away there for Taylor Trammell. Penn State doing what it does. Finding offense and hitting at a big clip. 625 early hitting percentage for the Nittany Lions. Part of that grouping, a 4-way tie for 7th. And again, the Wolverines have been a factor, but this is the one you're trying to find. Can you get a signature win in conference here on the season against one of those top-ranked foes like 3rd-rated Penn State? Ballette takes a little something off out of the back row. Stark thinking dunk and finds the tape.
She was about 4 feet off the net. I'm not really sure if that was the smartest decision. I mean, honestly, the middle of the court was open on Michigan's side. She looks a little disappointed in her choice, but it happens. She's a freshman.
And Penn State started efficiently. 6 kills on 10 attacks.
That was the first error, right?
Yeah, and they've been helped out, as you see the put away there, cross court at a difficult shot made look easy by Cameron Hannah.
That was just a nice thumb down, wrist away, crazy fadeaway set from Izzy Stark. Just nice control to an open spot.
And Penn State's got 7 kills. They've also been the beneficiary of 8 errors thus far by Michigan. Again, as Izzy Stark chimes in the ace.
That's not something you see very often with Allison Jacobs getting aced.
And Aaron Virtue's team just trying to settle into a groove here. Boney, that'll help the cause. Again, she was big against Penn State in a matchup in Ann Arbor last October. 13 kills, hit over 600, and again, does a lot of damage off the one foot.
Well, right now, you're also seeing that about half of the sets are going to middles, and that shows me 2 things. That shows me, number 1, Michigan's passing is great. Number 2, it shows me this is a game plan. This is what they want. They want to get one-on-one opportunities with their middles. They've got 2 really great middles. And setting Boney on a slide, I mean, it's got my vote.
And another serve error there, and now it's contagious coming to the other side here for Penn State. Erin Virtue telling us when we chatted with her today, again, this group, we're in matches this year because we can serve and pass. Again, last year, their passing not as strong. That's kept us in matches. And when we talk with her, as Juravicius is able to use hands and get the point for Penn State. Again, Michigan, maybe last year teams were kind of rolling over and they were giving matches away. This year, you got to beat Michigan. They're not giving you as many free points, except that's kind of come up here early tonight.
Yeah, I don't see that as a trend for Michigan.
A team that's won 16 of its first 21 matches this year. Wolverines just trying to string something together and see if they can close the gap tail end of this first set. It's Jacobs, grad student from Stevenson Ranch, California. Third season with the Wolverines after starting out at UCLA, and it's another one long.
You know, everybody in here is like, oh man, you just see a bunch of shoulders going up and down, another missed serve. You hate to see it.
See the numbers, and again, stark improvement in handling the ball, setting things up, and putting it away for this group.
Michigan definitely looking way better than last year.
Merzik with a nice get. A free ball here for the Wolverines. Big swing from Demetrician. First contact from Jacobs. She'll rise out of the back row off the net. Collided with a teammate, and fortunate that Izzy Stark was stymied by the net again.
That's pretty unlike her. There was a little collision at the net for a couple Michigan girls. There was definitely the distraction. The court was open, and again, she just a little off the net, and you can see the frustration in her face. It's really not a characteristic that we see from Izzy Stark.
Yeah, she's been so dynamic. Big Ten setter and Big Ten freshman of the week after, again, some gaudy numbers on that LA trip against both USC and UCLA.
The past two sets to Jess Merzik have been a little high. It looks like the connection might be a little hairy tonight.
Michigan trying to pull a little closer, down 5. Good serve from White. And the roll continues for the Wolverines.
Now, Izzy Stark was hoping that ball was out. But as a wise Russ Rose once said, hope is not a strategy. You got to cover that ball.
White again, and that one long. Again, 8 of the 21 points for the Nittany Lions, courtesy of service errors here. Otherwise, Michigan, again, has had some opportunities. Penn State's donated a little bit, too.
It's not the cleanest matchup right now on either side.
Both teams, after their weekend excursions, and coming here on a Wednesday night and getting into the groove as we start the second half of conference play. There for the Nittany Lions.
Michigan was maybe hoping for a touch off the block, but it just looked like it went right over top.
22-16, back to Merzik. Couple of kills, couple of digs thus far for the Penn State point leader. Hannah thumping that off of Jackie Boney into the seats. Second kill for the grad. Yeah. Well, both of these teams hoping to sink their teeth into the set 1 win. Michigan will have to come from way behind. Penn State needs only one more point. Cameron Hannah delivering.
Check this out. You see Demetrician come from the outside and help. You got a triple block on this. Check this out. Triple block. Cameron Hannah goes over number 9, Demetrician, into that back corner. No one is defending that.
Third kill for Hannah. Vallette pushing it across. Hannah again off the block and out, and Penn State seals the deal. Cameron Hannah back-to-back putaways to put the set away. It's on, as they say. There may be a little jawing going back and forth between players that used to be on the same side and now are looking at each other on different sides tonight. And up the middle. Taylor Trammell able to get things done. But again, Mercick opting to bolt from Michigan after the coaching change. Before Erin Virtue was hired, she was already settled in at Penn State, but the relationships there, and now meeting the Wolverines for a third time as a Nittany Lion. See what Michigan can do to try to clean things up. Big swing from Valette, and it ping-pongs around and stays off the floor. Juravicius into the Michigan block. Mercick there, and that one almost stayed up. And now, see, Jacobs is down, and again, the two players we just talked about right there on close quarters at the net.
Oh, man.
And athletic training staff coming out to check on Jacobs. Not sure if she had an awkward landing on the foot of another player. She tries to collect herself. Again, a player that missed last year, had to take a medical red shirt after shoulder surgery. And so massive to have her back guiding the way as the primary finisher.
She's had a fantastic season so far too. Really leading this squad.
Then Mercick going up, and that's one of those with the ankles there. Not sure. Certainly, she got
her own player.
Yeah, maybe got a piece of Mercick and of her teammate too. It's in a weird, awkward spot.
Oh.
And not even sure if that did it. If it just kind of came down awkwardly, maybe trying to avoid making contact. You've been there when it's tight quarters. Are you aware of that as you kind of land in that space?
When it's a high ball like that, and it's a lot of back and forth, it's tough to know. I mean, the center line is fair game. You know, you can land on it in this sport, and this happens, unfortunately. And you really, really hate to see it.
Well, going to the bench are the Wolverines. Kendall Ray, grad student, her first year with Michigan, and four-year performer for Alabama, comes in to spell Allison Jacobs. So certainly we'll see what her status is. She gets some treatment right now. Serve from Jillian Grimes. See how Michigan reacts out of that. Big swing off the body of Izzy Stark and stays alive for Penn State. There's Ray going with a roll shot. Tough contact there from Juravicius. Penn State plays it over. Michigan on the free ball. Nyambio able to find the floor.
Looked like Izzy Stark was just on her heels a little bit, not entirely ready for that ball. Nice little off speed from Nyambio.
So Michigan on the board. Trixie McMillan, freshman out of Redondo Beach, California, in as serving specialist. Izzy Stark going behind to Caroline Juravicius. Now, Jess Mercick, we asked her about playing with Allison Jacobs, the old Michigan teammates.
I'm just excited. I am so close with some of the girls on the team. One of my best friends is coming back from a shoulder injury, so she'll be playing again, and I'm excited to see her. And I love Erin Virtue. Her and I go back quite a ways when I was in 7th grade, so I'm just excited to play them.
It's so hard for those two to kind of come together there. An awkward landing for Jacobs, but Mercick glad to see one of her good friends and kind of maybe continue her path here at Penn State against her old squad tonight. Izzy Stark going to Mendelson. Tracked down by Burke. Back row, Stark to Stark. And Angelina can't put that away. Off the look from her little, excuse me. And here's Mercick again after that injury play, just checking on Jacobs right away. And her good friend. And I know there was certainly no ill intent there. 3-3 here. Michigan's kind of handled that kind of emotional drop of losing your primary offensive threat.
Yeah,
Penn State pulls back ahead.
Definitely a damper. Kind of, the entire gym went fully silent, and to be this Michigan squad who's has been clawing back after last season, really putting a dent with fantastic effort. It just, you hate to see anybody get hurt, but Allison Jacobs has just had a phenomenal year so far.
Well, another factor in a big road test tonight for the Wolverines to deal with. And there's a nice swing from Demetrician going off hands and out for the point. And again, the freshman from Appleton, Wisconsin, started the last 7 matches after sitting out the first 3 matches, at least not starting, of Big Ten play. And Erin Virtue said, look, she does a lot. She's been really steady as a freshman, but when we need more points, that's where we might go to Kendall Ray. And now Ray and Demetrician going to be called on a lot here, with Jacobs off the floor at least for a stretch. And going down the line, Vallette has the ability to put things away. Second on this team in kills, about 3%.
Vallette's been pretty quiet, but that ball was so. You see, Vallette lands at like 3 feet from the net. That was a huge jump, huge set, and it was a pretty big point for Michigan.
Yeah, her second kill on 8 swings along with an error. Wolverines in front here in set 2. And Merzick shut down, got a piece of the tape. The block was there in the form of Boney and Demetrician. And the Wolverines with a multi-point advantage. And here's that wicked serve from the sophomore from Argentina. Pretty good first contact from Jess Merzick to put it in position for Grimes, and the put away there on the outside. Well, Vallette, you showed at the top of the telecast, when it's good, it's good. Sometimes when it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah, but it looked like she was regaining her confidence, getting back into a rhythm. I bet we'll see a few more in the court top spins from her tonight. Demetrician
knocking that one well out. Erin Virtue talked about, again, the error percentage on that wicked serve up a little bit, but she said, look, when she gets it in, 75% of the time, if it's in play, the opposition is out of system, and we love that.
That's exactly what you want out of a serve.
6 apiece here, set 2. Vallette going down for it. Burke going back to Boney. Into the Penn State block and out. And Jackie Boney, reliable point getter thus far. Give her 4 kills to match Nyambio as the leader thus far for the Wolverines.
It's pretty spread out. Burke's been doing a good job of trying to get good opportunities for her hitters, trying to get one-on-ones. We haven't seen her attack at all. No setter dumps from the Michigan setter so far.
Rugged first contact for Falduda. 3-ball Michigan. Burke to Boney. And that's been money thus far for the Wolverines.
That looked like it found just that seam on the block, right in the middle of the court. You can't really. That should be a block. It looked like Trammell was just a little late and found that hole.
Back to a 2-point edge here for Michigan. And Hannah goes wide, and the lead escalating to 3.
Maybe it's this side. There's been just a lot of errors, unforced errors from the Penn State squad right now. Kind of looking like how Michigan did last set.
And serve long. Again, first service error of this second set after gifting Penn State 8 points on serve errors in the open. And back to Izzy Stark in second of the Big Ten in assists per set for the freshman. About 11%. Again, been good serving. Talking to Eddie Schumacher-Polly, said the passing and defense continuing to come along. Yeah, legal back row attack there for Michigan.
Yeah, Vollette's foot just right on that line, and she jumped, so that makes it illegal.
Another error there for the Wolverines. Trying to clean things up and go to Boney. 109th career start for Jackie Boney at Michigan. Just a reliable performer. Has started every match she's played in for the Wolverines.
Wow, I don't know a lot of players that have that stat on their resume.
Again, becoming more and more versatile, just not only on the slide, getting better off 2 feet as well. And then for this Michigan team that's trying to rise up, maybe some more surprises second half of this Big Ten schedule.
The assists are getting spread out on the Penn State team right now. You've got a couple people with some assists right now. Just passes haven't been the best, and
tough pass there for Michigan as Penn State pulls even. Again, Aaron Virtue's team out hitting the Nittany Lions so far here in the second set. And 278 to 188 for a team that's been among the most efficient offensive units in the country. The Nittany Lions have been that throughout the year. First in the Big Ten in kills and assists per set. Third in the country currently. Hitting percentage, still top 10 of the nation. Ray goes off speed. Stark laying it for Juravicius. Able to pound it down, and now Ray gets up slowly. And Juravicius making sure that her opposite number was okay.
those digs were big-time digs. Both sides playing such high-level volleyball.
Second one there from Merzick. Juravicius gets the put away. She and Hannah with 5 kills, and how about Juravicius keeping it going? Then she and Maggie Mendelson transferred in from Nebraska in the offseason, got here in the spring, and they both are starting to rise up here and have been key pieces for this 20-1 Penn State start. And Burke trying to pick the right moment for a dump, goes over again herself. Merzick now in rhythm from Izzy Stark.
That's giving the people what they want. Big swing in this gym. Crowd on their feet.
5-0 run from Penn State forces a timeout. Jess Merzick in rhythm. Good night to the opposition for Penn State. The Wolverines are back in action against Minnesota. Don't miss any of the excitement. Subscribe right now at Big10Plus.com. You can also follow with B1G Volleyball on X, YouTube, and Instagram to follow everything going on around the conference and the sport. And right now, you're following a 6-0 run that gets extended out of the timeout here. Merzick and company are cooking right now for Penn State.
Just a big overpass swing by Merzick.
Burke calling her own number again. Nittany Lions ready for it, and they go back to number 9, who does more damage.
And we've seen, if you saw a heat map from Jess Merzick, it would be all over the place. She's getting kills, hard cross court. She's tipping over the block. She's got the roll shot, and she is not what you would call a one-trick pony.
Katie Schumacher-Colley says just a whole nother level for Merzick this year. Just looks so comfortable. And it helps, too, that there's really good balance on this Penn State team. And especially if young performers like Juravicius and Mendelson continue on the move again. 7 kills now. Vallette into the Penn State double block. Stark running the middle for Mendelson. Good first contact from Maddie Cochran of Michigan. And now Juravicius continuing to dominate here. Again, coming off back-to-back 8-kill performances, has a half dozen already. Caroline Juravicius and Penn State's offense doing it again here in set 2. Including one
just across the way here between the Buckeyes and Nittany Lions football-wise. Eddie Schumacher, Hawley's team, cruising. 16 straight Big Ten wins going back to last season. They've won 14 in a row in this building and 12 in a row on the year overall, in part because they've been so steady and they don't seem to get frazzled. Again, Michigan has some opportunities, but they don't let the Wolverines race away, and now they've trucked past them here by 7.
You know, something that really impresses me with this Penn State team, like you said, they don't get frazzled, and they have fun. I don't know what it is. I mean, you're smiling. I mean, yes, winning is also fun. Don't get me wrong. But they're looking at each other, and they're in it together, and it's just it's a group of young women that like each other.
Merzick. And that will work off of Mendelson. Everything going right now for the Nittany Lions.
I think she meant to do that. Right off the shoulder. It was about to be a block. Right place at the right time. That's what you call coverage from the middle. No offense.
And the junior from the state of Utah. You ever had a shoulder kill before?
No.
That's going to go down.
No. But there is Violette. She's coming slowly but surely. She's coming out.
How'd you get that 4th kill tonight? Yeah, just kind of flicked it.
Actually, I didn't do much. I closed my eyes.
And Penn State here by 6. See if the Wolverines can make strides. And they had success earlier on the serve of White. That one long.
Every time Michigan gets any type of momentum, I'm going to say they miss their serve and fully crush it. It's tough to see right now, especially when you want to get Violette going, you want to get Boney going, you want to get Niambio going, and and then it's another miss serve.
Overpass, Mendelson cleans that up quickly.
There is not many feelings better than an overpass kill. Even if it's not the hardest hit, you're going up. It's like they're giving you a gift. It's a nicely wrapped present.
And now Merzick gets the ace. Doing a little bit of everything tonight. 7 kills, 4 digs, and assist. And now watch this one just fall off the table.
Great spot in that seam where you have Demetrician as an outside hitter playing front row, backs her up. So she has a hard time with the hit.
Back set from Mendelson. And spanks it on the slide. Penn State, again, had some struggles on offense earlier, hitting under 200. Now they're almost at 400 in the set.
Izzy realized, they looked at each other, Maggie and Izzy realized how quick that ball was. It's not normally Mendelson's ball.
And Michigan kind of really missing. Allison Jacobs went down, turning her ankle early in this set. Again, they hung around for a stretch. And then Penn State has left them in the dust. Violette back to serve, see if she can go on one of her patented runs in top 5 and aces per set in the nation. Good pass from Falduda. And Penn State handles that quickly. Put away from Hannah, and set point.
It was just a cool, calm, collective ball. It was a little high, a little off, and right on top of the hands, right off of Burke.
Quinn Menger in to serve to try to seal the deal here in the second. Boney keeps Michigan alive. Her 7th kill guiding the way for the visitors.
Yeah, if I'm Michigan, I'm setting her every time I get a chance because she is, especially with Allison Jacobs out, that is somebody that is a leader on this squad. And she finds the court. Oh, my goodness.
And a serve error to end set 2. And that kind of night for Michigan. Flashes.
The energy here, it doesn't feel like she's that's all she has.
Again, the kills that she came up with in moments and sets felt like they were in big spots. She's had the balance around her. Cam Hanna, 6 kills. Drew Vicious, 6 kills. Both of those players hitting over 450. Mendelson, 5 kills hitting 400. Trammell, 3 kills hitting 600. It's interesting. Penn State has 27 kills, 8 errors tonight. 3 of the errors are from their setter, Izzy Stark, who's had a good job and a good night setting up her teammates and close to another double-double, 17 assists and 9 digs. It's just calling her own number has been a little problematic. Well, Vallette trying to get Michigan going. Again, Allison Jacobs went down early in set 2, rolled her ankle. She's returned to the bench area for Michigan. The shoe on that foot is off, and looks like she'll be a spectator here the rest of the way, and certainly monitor her status as the Wolverines get set to go home and deal with Minnesota coming up Sunday in Ann Arbor. And we'll see how this team responds without their leading point getter. Yeah, ice and elevation is the right recipe, but not when you're trying to come back from 2 sets down on the road right now.
No, not at all. This team is really missing her right now.
Let's see how the Wolverines respond. Burke going to go to Vallette. Boney's got 7 kills, Vallette 6 to lead the way. Again, Boney's been energy personified, trying to lift this group.
That was a great read by Boney. No one thought Mendelson was going to get that ball. She went straight to the outside, straight to Merzick. Great read by the middle for Michigan.
So another lead early. And back-to-back sets here for Michigan. Strong serve from Vallette. And Penn State's handled it more often than not. Merzick trying to go down the line and too strong.
That's another thing you don't see often is back-to-back errors from Merzick. Just looked a little off on the set. Not sure what that connection was. I'm sure there's communication going with her setter, Izzy Stark, to get that better.
Another serve pounded from Vallette. Penn State trying to work with it, can't find rhythm. And Michigan stretches the lead to 3. Again, one of the best in the nation, aces per set. Samantha Schnitta of Maryland will be in action here on the Big Ten Network Friday night at home against Purdue, leads the country. Merzick on the joust, into the face there of Maddie Cochran.
You know, Vallette has this hammer serve, but Penn State has been handling it very well. I mean, they've been in system the past 3 balls. So you can't really say, you know, oh, it's the serve, it's so great. Penn State's got to put the ball away.
Good first contact there from Angelina Stark. Again, older sister of Izzy, the setter of the Nittany Lions. Hanna pounds one down.
And Cameron Hanna finds that inside ball right on the inside of Jackie Boney. You see this block just right on the inside, and that's where Maddie Cochran should be. And just a little off.
Tough first touch for Michigan. Merzick levels the score at 4. Erin Virtue talking about her team, she said, we're not a stuff block team. We need to get block touches and let the defense help us. And right now it feels like Penn State's been able to get a lot of their putaways without some of those block touches as Boney delivers another for Michigan.
Yeah, again, if I'm Michigan, I'm setting my middles all day, every day. That's where you're getting the most, Michigan is getting the most success out of their middles right now.
And we'll see if they can make up for the missing production of Jacobs on the bench. Hanna continues to fire away.
And hey, Stark hasn't dumped since, you know, she's got 3 errors right now, and she's still got somebody to jump with her. It looked like Boney jumped up in the air a little bit, and he had Merzick or Cameron Hanna on a one-on-one on the outside.
Hanna matching Merzick with 8 kills to pace Penn State. Mendelson getting down, keep it alive. Played over by the Nittany Lions. Boney again, off hands and down. Again, Jackie Boney besting Penn State on the slot.
Telling you, set her till her arm falls off. She's keeping these guys in it.
And back now, giving it a go on the serve.
Quick ball.
Yeah, Stark going to Trammell. You talk with Izzy Stark. That's become one of her favorite connections, running that quick middle to Taylor Trammell.
It's right in that gap. You guys see it's literally right in between two blockers, and it's that fast. It makes Burke really think about where she's going to block.
Diane Bio with a swing and a point.
Jess Merzick visibly frustrated on that ball. Just a little miscommunication between her and Izzy Stark in that back row.
And Michigan actually out-blocking Penn State in this game, 3-2. But no resistance there. Hannah thundering another one to the floor.
And with that, two plays ago, we got Trammell on a quick hit, and that really opens up the back. Back sets to Cameron Hannah. She hardly had a block.
See her numbers elevating by almost a half kill per set for Penn State. Michigan able to get the point, but Hannah, her numbers kind of dipped a couple of weeks ago, hit under 200 against Ohio State and against Minnesota. Was able to find better rhythm in the last pair of wins on the road trip in Los Angeles.
A kill for my shoulder, but I have been hit in the face while I'm blocking. Let me tell you, that does not feel good. Merzick's got one eye open over there.
A little delay there to allow her to collect herself. Stays in. At the net again, ready to be called upon is Dig Cochran. Burke to the back row. And Demetrician. And another illegal back row attack here on Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan is doing something that I want to point out. Whenever they have a scramble ball, not a very good set, or somebody else is setting an out-of-system ball, they are giving it to Izzy Stark on the other side, which means that Penn State has to have a non-setter setting their hitters, which is so smart. I mean, it's even if it's just a free ball or just a down ball, they're making Penn State think about, okay, you are not a setter and you're going to have to set this ball. It's a great strategy from the Michigan team.
Ace there for Jillian Grimes, the libero for Penn State. Also checking in with 10 digs to this point. 11th straight match she's had double-digit digs for the Nittany Lions. Merzick elevating, and that one finds the floor.
Yeah, this Penn State squad is really scrappy. I mean, that's reversing the flow. She's all the way on one side of the court. You would expect her to maybe set Jaravicius on that right side, but she pushes almost 30 whole feet to Merzick.
Everything in rhythm here for Penn State now. Up 3. Angelina Stark getting involved.
Yeah, with Coach Virtue over there, how to stop the bleeding is what she's probably thinking.
In. Out hitting Penn State here in this set. But still the Nittany Lions finding a way. Block for the Nittany Lions becoming effective. And a timeout here for the Wolverines. 12-8 here. Penn State looking to finish things off at home. By State Farm. How about Jess Merzick and Cameron Hannah? Only pair in the Big Ten to at least average 3.4 kills per set or more this year. That is getting it done on the pins.
Yeah, those two have been the real backbone of this Penn State offense. And they're only patting their stats a little more tonight.
Both here with 9 kills to this juncture. So right about where they are trending on the season. As they start going behind for Jurevicius. And that one shut down. Ray and Boney there from Michigan. 4th team block of the night for the Wolverines.
Great set by Izzy Stark, getting it out of the net like that. Wow.
Going quick to Mendelson. That's her 6th kill of the night. She's hitting over 300.
That was sharp. That's a full-on thumb down, wrist away, picture perfect middle hit.
Career high 14 kills from Mendelson earlier this year against Michigan State. And again, another piece of the puzzle for Penn State. Vallette trying to slide it across court. Out of play. Allison Jacobs trying to keep her team invested and frustrated. You hope it's not a long layoff for her with that ankle issue after sitting out all of last year. Game with the shoulder surgery. Question Aaron Virtue said of how good would she be coming back and able to be at top form and use all of that velocity required to be a successful hitter, especially in this conference. So we'll see if the ankle gets on the mend. Vallette is playing it over. Merzik to Mendelson, who was able to adjust there on 2 and knock it down.
Mendelson over top of Boney.
Vallette checks out. Carly Breskovich, sophomore from Manhattan Beach, California, checks in to serve here for Vallette. Excuse me, at least comes in as a back row player here for Vallette. And it's Merzik to serve. Into the net.
Now with Vallette out of the back row, Michigan no longer has a back row attack. But scratch that, because we've got Ray serving, the other outside hitter who came in for Jacobs.
Amalia Simmons, her 8th set of action on the season for Michigan. And we're going to see what the bench can provide here. Hannah thumps that one long.
I believe that's her 2nd error of the night. Just maybe a little too quick out of Izzy Stark's hands. Getting a little excited.
Ray trying to continue this run. Hannah again. There's contact from Cochran to the outside. Simmons down the line. Stark trying to dump. Burke got a piece. Free ball, Nittany Lions. Back row there for Merzik. And look at that attack. Carving one down to the back corner.
Jess Merzik out of the back row is so good. That's not something that you can defend.
Yeah.
You hope to get a block touch on it, but being in that corner pocket, no one's there defensively, not even close.
Player that's got all the shots. Double-digit kills again. Hannah and the block of Boney, but it goes out of bounds. Point Penn State.
It was almost like she planned that because she ducked immediately after she hit that ball pretty hard. She's got a big windup and then whoop, just ducks and again hopes it out of bounds.
Burke trying to get to Boney, who was a little impeded by her setter's position. Yeah, that'll help. Working together for the stuff.
That is, after a little miscommunication on that slide, that's a little better success that Michigan wants to see.
Boney gets the solo stuff. Burke there in support. Trammell goes wide. Michigan just kind of hanging around here in set 3, looking to see if they could extend the match.
I'm not gonna lie, I like that ball a lot, especially with Izzy Stark on the front row. She's a little off the net and still can get it to her middle.
And Burke watching Penn State come into the net. 17-16.
And a key player tonight, Boney with the serve.
Long.
Spoke too soon.
And Schumacher Colley looking to see if her team can put this one to bed again at home in straight sets. Overpass and Trammell. Easy pickings up front.
I thought Burke was maybe going to get a hand on that. Just a little too late. Trammell is really quick, though, so got to be pretty fast.
Michigan still out-hitting Penn State in this set, but mistakes leading to easy opportunities for the Nittany Lions, and Trammell feasting again.
Again, not a lot of feelings better than getting an overpass.
And Michigan comes to within 2, a couple of overpasses, easy points for Penn State to finish off. Now the Nittany Lions give one back on the 6th service error of the night to match 6 aces for Penn State. Michigan, it's been 13 service errors, no aces, almost mirroring what did in the Wolverines at Nebraska over the weekend. Burke. And how about that? The reaction from Penn State finds open space.
I told you she was quick. The cat-like reflexes there. You know, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Luck is definitely on the Penn State side tonight.
And Trammell's had a piece of the recent run here. Few of them. Those overpasses, and now that tip on the first contact from Mercy. Penn State closing on the sweep. Grimes, beautiful back set there for Mercy.
I don't know if you saw a little back set. She had her left leg up so she didn't step on the line. I mean, that's a money ball. Even if it's not your in-system setter setting you. Merzik's got that all day.
5th assist of the game for the libero for Penn State, Jillian Grimes. All with 12 digs and a couple of aces. And now Penn State continuing to surge. Timeout, Michigan. Nittany Lions potentially streaking their way to another sweep in Big Ten play. All right, Kristen Carpenter-Stedman, you were part of that team. What was that night like?
She was the scariest woman I'd ever seen. I mean, there's no way else to put it. It was terrifying. And poor Minnesota. Minnesota had to play against Megan Hodge in white contacts.
Bad enough dealing with that entirety of a powerhouse team at Penn State. This team looking pretty solid too. They're scary in their own right now. Megan Hodge easy helping the cause with the call on the serve from the bench. Match point here for the Nittany Lions. Out of play, and that'll do it. Michigan on the road, losing its top player to injury midway through. And Penn State piles on the pressure. One of the best squads in the conference in the country. Never makes it easy, especially in this building. And Penn State didn't tonight. Getting things to